Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News Fans. The Chase viewers have slammed ITV bosses after a nail-biting episode that saw host Bradley Walsh left speechless. The Chase enthusiasts have slammed ITV chiefs following a tense round that took an unexpected twist. In the episode aired on Wednesday, December 11, host Bradley Walsh introduced a new set of contestants eager to snatch the substantial cash prize. Viewers settling in for the evening's entertainment saw Adrian step up to the plate, joining three other contestants in a bid to outsmart chaser Paul Sinha and pocket a hefty sum. Adrian, hailing from Oldham, brought a commendable $7,000 from his cash builder round and bravely decided to chase the high offer of £40,000, leaving viewers perched on the edge of their seats. However, when Adrian stumbled on a question, Bradley couldn't resist a jibe. "Do you think he gets it wrong?" referring to chaser Paul the Sinnerman, Sinha, before soliciting predictions from the team, reports the Express. Fortune favored Adrian, as the Sinnerman also fluffed the answer, sparing him from being knocked out. But moments later, Adrian faltered on another seemingly straightforward question, which should have sent him packing empty-handed. To the audience's amazement, the Sinnerman repeated his mistake, prompting suspicions among viewers about the sequence of events being scripted. "What a fucking fix this is," raged one viewer. "That was 100% scripted. Them asking if they think that Chaser will get it wrong when in fact he gets it wrong. Classic ITV," wrote another, sick. A third chimed in, "Why did the Chaser getting that wrong feel scripted? The team was sitting pretty with $46,000 in the pot after the first contestant, Elena, secured a cool $6,000, leaving them with a hefty sum halfway through the show." "He's still in! Oh, I can't handle this drama!" exclaimed an excited viewer. Another commented, "It was an unexpected goal by Paul there. It was easy at home, of course, but Mercury is the smallest and the closest." The tension ramped up when contestant Ben managed to earn only £2,000 in his cash builder round, but controversially decided to go for a lower offer of -7,000 This move sparked outrage among viewers, as it would reduce the team's total to $39,000. One irate fan remarked, "He shouldn't be allowed any money. I would be foaming if he was on my team. -7, seriously?" Another agreed, saying, "That guy took -7,000. I would have pushed him off his stool." However, the strategy paid off for Ben, who successfully returned to the team for the final round. Even the chaser, Paul, weighed in to reassure the contestant, saying, "You had theirs, the team's blessing. You took the lower offer. It's a tactical game. You're fine." In the end, despite their efforts, the team was defeated in the final chase and left with nothing. It was a regular Tuesday evening, or so viewers thought. As the iconic theme music of the chase rang out, fans settled in with their usual cups of tea and high expectations. But what no one anticipated was that the upcoming final chase would become one of the most talked about moments in the show's history, and leave even the unflappable Bradley Walsh utterly speechless. From the get-go, there was a strange energy in the studio. Bradley strolled onto the stage with his usual charm, tossing a cheeky wink to the camera and cracking a joke about having left his glasses at home. But behind the banter, even he seemed to sense that tonight's episode had something different in store. The contestant lineup was eclectic. Joe, a retired police officer with a razor-sharp memory. Amir, a young astrophysics student from London who radiated calm confidence. Sally, a primary school teacher whose love for trivia was only matched with her nervous laughter. And Gavin, a warehouse supervisor from Leeds, unassuming but with a brain like a sponge. Facing off against them, the beast himself, Mark Labette, towering, focused, and in no mood to mess around. Each player delivered a solid cash builder, ranging from $5,000 to $8,000, and against all odds, all four made it back to the final chase. The total prize pot stood at a massive $31,000, and the fans could already feel a storm brewing online. "4 back in the final. This is going to be mental," one fan tweeted. Another posted, "This has got history written all over it. Calling it now." As the team began their 2-minute blitz, something remarkable happened. Every question seemed to fall perfectly into place. Capital cities, Shakespeare, Mindy's pop lyrics, Greek mythology, scientific terminology. It was like watching a well-oiled machine. Joe barked out answers with military precision. Amir picked up obscure science questions like they were nursery rhymes. Sally buzzed in on classic books and musicals, and Gavin, to everyone's surprise, answered 3 tricky sports questions without hesitation. When the timer buzzed, Bradley looked at the screen and let out a low whistle. 23 steps! And not just 23 clean, deliberate, lightning-fast steps. The audience clapped enthusiastically, and Mark Labette nodded respectfully. "That's serious. No room for mistakes now," he muttered, cracking his knuckles as he prepared to face the clock. And then came the final chase. Bradley kicked off the questions, his tone sharp and quick. Mark rattled off answers like a machine. Within 30 seconds, he'd already cleared 7 steps. But then it began. The slip-ups. Question 8. What is the French word for rain? Mark blanked. "Pluie," he muttered. "Too late. Time's up. Pushback opportunity." Sally buzzed. "Pluie." "Correct," shouted Bradley. +1 step. Moments later, another hesitation, another pushback. As the clock wound down, the tension in the studio became unbearable. The beast clawed his way up to 22, needing one final answer to match them and force a tie. Bradley fired off the question. Which fictional detective lived at 221B Baker Street? The audience gasped. The easiest question of the night. Mark opened his mouth to say Sherlock Holmes, but Amir, with a twinkle in his eye, whispered to Joe, "He's overthinking it." And it was true. Mark froze for half a second too long. Too long. Time's up. The studio erupted. The contestants had done it. They'd beaten the beast. Bradley stood there, mouth open, speechless, absolutely speechless. He looked from the stunned chaser to the celebrating contestants, then back to the screen. I can't believe that just happened," he finally managed. "You beat the beast, and not by luck, by absolute class." That was astonishing. As confetti rained down and hugs were exchanged, the internet exploded. Fans flooded social media with the same comment. "That's the best final chase I've ever seen." Others chimed in, "I've never shouted at my TV so much in my life." Bradley was speechless. That says it all. We just witnessed greatness. Clips of the final seconds went viral, racking up millions of views within hours. TikTok was ablaze with replays of Mark's frozen face side by side with reaction videos of viewers in shock. Twitter, or as it was now called, trended with hashtags like Chase Final of the Decade and Bradley Lost for Words. Even rival chasers couldn't resist commenting. Ann Hegarty posted, "Mark will never live that Sherlock moment down. Brilliant performance by the team. Respect." Darrigatis added, "Textbook teamwork. That's what it takes. 23 and still needed pushbacks. Fair play." Later, in a behind-the-scenes interview, Bradley admitted, "I've seen thousands of episodes, but this one, that final was flawless. I just stood there and thought, what more could I possibly say? That was peak Chase." As for the contestants, each walked away with $7,750, but more importantly, they walked away as legends in the eyes of fans. In the closing scene, as the camera zoomed out on the smiling team and a still recovering Mark Labette, Bradley looked into the lens, grinned, and said, "If you're not watching the chase, you're missing TV gold like this." And somewhere across millions of living rooms, fans nodded in agreement. Because tonight, the chase wasn't just a quiz show.